Thanks for tuning in and welcome to another episode of Offroad YouTube 101. So, you want to start a YouTube channel, or you think you want to start a YouTube channel, or you're sure you definitely want to start a YouTube channel. Good. I support it. I love the fact that I get to run an awesome YouTube channel. I love meeting new people that have similar interests to me, talking with them on social media and in the comments section. The fact that I run this YouTube channel is part of my personal identity. I do self-identify most definitely as a YouTuber. It's a large part of my life. It has been for a long time. And it's one of the highlights of my life over the last 5-6 years. I really enjoy what having and running a YouTube channel provide me with in the sense of self-fulfillment and my ability to meet people and open opportunities and ride in new places, be creative, and just express myself through video and the other social media avenues that have become popular due to my channel's success, such as my Instagram accounts and my Facebook. So with that being said, I think YouTube is a great hobby with the potential to turn into a part-time income, if not a full-time career for some people. There's a lot of people out there that over the years have made an incredibly good living and an enjoyable living being YouTube content creators. And whether you want to admit it or not, if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, then you're thinking about starting a good YouTube channel and you want to be successful on YouTube. You might not really have that aspiration to get 1 million subs, or that might not really be your goal, but wouldn't it be sweet? Wouldn't it be awesome if you threw out some videos online and all of a sudden a ton of people wanted to watch them and people wanted to talk to you, people wanted to ask your opinion and be your friend and ask you for more content and just support you, and then you could turn it into a career and a job, and you could make good money doing what you love, and you could leave that job you hate. Well, I mean, hey, that is the bait. That's the bait that has you here. That's why you're here. You want that. It's the YouTube dream. Most people don't make it. By no means am I a big fish. I say this all the time. I'm a very, very small deal when it comes to the YouTube universe. I mean, my channel is tiny in comparison to many others out there, but it's also much larger and much more successful than a lot of newcomers or other channels. So it all depends on what are you comparing yourself to? Where are you setting the bar? What's your standard? What are your goals? So we're going to dig into some things you should think about before starting a YouTube channel, and some things that you should think about that will help you be a successful YouTuber, at least in the short term getting going. I'm also going to tell you some things you need to watch out for and you need to consider, because you might have not thought about them, or if you have already thought about them, you can hear my take on them. There's a lot of challenges these days on YouTube, and there's also a lot of people trying to break out and be content creators. So let's go through this little bit of a list that I've got here and see if I can pass on a little bit of information that will benefit you, and if not benefit you, at least provide you with a little bit of insight and information. I know YouTubing for some people is simply just uploading some videos so family and friends can see them, and that's great. Some people want to be the next big thing. That's great too. Most people fall somewhere in between those. So, first question. But before the first question, the most paramount part to remember is you need to have fun. You need to enjoy it. You're not going to be successful if you don't enjoy the process. And that includes the brainstorming, the filming, the editing, the uploading, the interacting. There's a lot of aspects that go into being a YouTube creator. So just make sure that your heart is in it and you enjoy it. If you enjoy it, you'll do a lot better at it. That applies to a lot of things in life. And also remember that initial grind, it's gonna be tough, guys, especially these days. There's so much competition. Everyone's got a camera, so just make sure you want it, make sure you're having fun, and the grind will be fun. The grind is a challenge, but it's something you can enjoy. So, why do you want to start a YouTube channel? I mean, tell me. You've obviously got a reason. Leave a comment. Let's talk about it. There's a reason you want to start a YouTube channel. That reason is solely yours. There is no right or no wrong reason. There are reasons that may help you be more successful than others, but at the end of the day, it's a free platform and you can create content that you like as long as it falls into the terms and agreements that YouTube has put out. I mean, you can't say anything you want. And these days, the internet has become a little bit more censored than it was in the past. I mean, looking back, years gone by, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, YouTube was literally like the wild, wild west. I mean, anything goes. Things have really changed since then, and YouTube is a constantly evolving ecosystem, so you have to be ready to evolve with it. What do you want to film? Well, you're going to have to decide what you want to film, and there's, generally speaking, there's a lot of statistics out there saying that directed channels or channels that are specific and direct towards a certain type of content and viewer base, generally speaking, tend to do better. Not always. Some creators have this energy about them that people just want to follow them, and they just want to see what they're doing, and they just want to consume anything they put out. And it doesn't matter if they make a cooking video, a racing video, a home improvement video, whatever, an unboxing video. People are just going to eat it up and consume it. But for the most part, people are going to search out your content because it falls into an interest that they have. Every time I try to film a video, my cats wake up and decide to make noise. I got 2 cats. You're probably off-road guys, so I got 2 cats. One's named Brazier, one's named Maverick. Figure it out. Anyways, let's get back to it. So what are your short-term, what are your midterm, and what are your long-term goals? You need to set goals. And that has to do with your channel, and that has to do with your life. I mean, you need to set a short-term goal, whether that short-term goal is like, I want to hit 1,000 subs in my first 6 months or my first year, or I want to release 5 videos in my first month, or something along those lines. You need to set goals that are achievable and attainable, goals that are realistic. You don't want to set unrealistic goals because then you're just setting yourself up for failure. There's no sense of doing that. Set goals that challenge you, but set goals that are attainable and realistic. So, I mean, what kind of short-term goals can you have? Well, it depends on what type of content you want to create. I mean, my channel, let's say right now, has just shy of 65,000 subscribers when I'm filming this. And with that being said, in the YouTube universe, it's not a huge channel by any means. To you, just starting out, for example, it's the sky. Because, I mean, you'd love to have 65,000 subscribers right now. And I've worked hard for those 65,000 subscribers. And hopefully you, if you're not already, will also become one of them. I mean, that's the whole goal here. I want to attract more people. I want to create content that you guys enjoy. I mean, I'm making this video to help you out, hopefully. But I'm also hoping that you stick around and watch some of my other content. So short-term goals, like 5 videos in the first month, 500 subs in the first 6 months, 1,000 subs in the first year, or maybe you're more ambitious. 1,000 subs in the first month, 5,000 in the first year. But going back to the channel size, if you're making kitten videos and you have these cute cats, and the internet loves cats for some reason, they're like the most popular content globally, then 1 million views is, for lack of better terms, a decent video. Now, if you're making content in the ATV, UTV world, the Jeep world, stuff like that, 1 million views is huge. If you're posting current events and some sort of crazy accident or police pursuit, 1 million views is decent. if you're making certain vlog type content, cooking content, it appeals to more people. If you're making, you know, education based content, it appeals to more people. When you make a kitten video, the only thing about that video is, ooh, cats are cute. You don't have to speak the language. You don't have to say anything. You just got to film these critters doing something cute, and everybody in the world can relate to it. Your user base is everybody on the platform because everyone can appreciate a cute animal, for the most part. Now, not as many people will be able to relate to a Polaris RZR or a Can-Am Maverick or some other ATV, for example, or a car, you know, ripping up a hill climb or something. Your audience and your demographic is much smaller. So to expect that you're going to get 10 million views on every video is unrealistic. I usually tell people 100,000 views in our niche, the extreme off-road niche, is the equivalent of like a 10 million view or a 1 million view even, let's say. Let's be more conservative. A 1 million view kitten video. There's got to be some sort of a conversion rate there. You can't expect the same amount of views on all content because of who it appeals to. So anyways, without running around in a circle, just keep that in mind. Midterm goals, you know, set some more midterm goals. You know, short-term goals can be like, you know, improve my editing skills, you know, lay out like a formula or a feel for my videos. Midterm goals can be something like a year in advance. You know, like I want to be at 2,500 subs my first year. I want to release 20 videos my first year. I want to improve the quality of my thumbnails. I want to get a second camera, stuff like that. Long-term goals. Think a year or two in advance, maybe, of where you want to see yourself, what your goals are. By the end of the second year, I want to have 1 or 2 channel supporters that believe in my project and help support me through products or parts or something like that. That's a good long-term goal. Let's be honest here. We're gonna break into the monetization and the sponsorship aspect of the YouTubing. If you're just starting a channel, don't even think about monetization. Don't even think about sponsors. Get that out of your head. People are like, oh yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Give me free parts. Yeah, send me free stuff. It's not free. Your job right now is to build an audience and develop the skill set required to create entertaining content that people are going to come back and want to consume. Once you've achieved that goal, the sponsors will contact you. If you're doing it right, wait till they come to you. I never approached anyone for 2-3 of the first years, really, of creating. I got approached. And a lot of bigger YouTubers will tell you that. The best deals, the best supporters, the best sponsors are the ones that seek you out. My biggest supporters, my biggest channel sponsors are the ones that essentially approached me. Yeah, I entertained it. Yeah, I wanted it. At times, I maybe dropped an email, but they opened the conversation. Once I had those few bigger sponsors and those names behind me, it was a lot easier to then go out and approach other companies and say like, hey, this is what's worked for me in the past. This is what I'm doing currently. You know, do you want to work together? Don't even go there right now. Your goal is to create content. You're not a content creator until you've created a bunch of content that people want to consume. And you have no value to a company until you've done that, plain and simple. I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's not free stuff. It's an exchange of services. I'm exposing my audience to something they want my audience to see. And in exchange, instead of paying me money, for example, they're giving me some gear. But we'll get into that in a specific video. Focus on having fun and making good content. If you build it, they will come. YouTube tells you the key to success on the platform is simple. It's one thing that trumps everything else. Make good content. That's why people are here. That should be your long-term goal. Make badass content. So, big question. Do you have camera gear? I mean, you're gonna need it. You wouldn't be watching me right now if I didn't have camera gear. So, do you have any camera gear? If you have camera gear, what type of camera gear is it? Is it worth shooting with? You know, at the end of the day, the content, part of it being enjoyable is that the quality is good and it's watchable. So there is kind of like a minimum level of video quality that you need to achieve. If you don't have camera gear, what's your budget? You need to have a budget. It doesn't have to be big. We're gonna go into some topics in future videos about like a $500, budget camera setup for filming off-road. And I think I can help you guys put together a pretty sweet kit for $500, which is very modest. And that will have everything you need to get things going and to lay a foundation for your channel. But you need some sort of a budget. Even if it's someone giving you a camera, as long as it's usable, like you can use an older GoPro even, like you can use a GoPro 3, but we'll get into that later, and we'll really dive into that because that is very important. So if you don't have a camera, you got to get a camera. If you got to get a camera, you got to figure out your budget. So you figured out a budget, you got a camera. You know how to use it? Do you know how to turn it on? Do you know how to hold it? Some people have a natural ability to just film stuff, take good photos. Other people, I'm not saying you can't learn, but oh boy, some people should just not be near a camera. But I'm assuming that since you want to make a YouTube channel, you're probably willing to learn if you don't have the skill set. But these days, I mean, most people have a smartphone. Most people have messed around with video on social media and photos, stuff like that. But if you have the gear, what kind of experience do you have? And essentially, are you willing to learn? Do you have a decent computer? I mean, you're gonna need to edit these videos. There's certain videos that you can kind of shoot and get away without really editing much, but at the end of the day, every single video is gonna require some level of editing, even if it's small. So, do you have a computer that can handle the type of editing that you need to do? Now, so you got the computer. If you don't, what's your budget? You're gonna have to get one. You can get away with a laptop, you can get away with a used, like decent used gaming computer you can pick up for cheap. We'll go over that as well in future videos, but you need that. Do you have software? So how are you gonna edit this stuff without editing software? And if you don't have software, what's your budget? Lucky, you can get stuff for free. You can easily get started on free editing software. I did, I think most people did. Or you can get started on a very small budget. Once again, what's your budget? If you do have the software, or if you don't have the software and you're gonna get it, do you know how to use it? Well, there's quite a learning curve involved. Some people pick it up quick, some people takes them a while. How computer savvy are you? What are your computer skills like? These days, if you're in the 35 or 40 and under group, it's pretty likely you have pretty decent computer skills. And if you're under 30, then you probably know your way around a computer quite well. With that being said, there is going to be a learning curve, and you're going to have to learn, and YouTube is going to teach you all that. The University of YouTube, guys. Just like I'm trying to pass on some knowledge here, there's a ton of skilled, intelligent, friendly, nice people that are passing on their knowledge of video editing, photo editing, audio production, all that stuff for free for you on YouTube. So anything you don't know, you type it into the tube and it shows you. YouTube actually has a ton of wicked tools in the YouTube Creators Academy designed specifically for us creators, because when we succeed, YouTube succeeds. Because you want to make money on YouTube, for example, well, every time you make $1 on YouTube, essentially what happens is YouTube keeps 40 cents and gives you 60. So anytime we generate any income, they generate income. So they put a lot of tools out and a lot of resources for us to enjoy and learn from. Also, aside from the video editing, do you know how to edit a photo? Do you have a DSLR or a camera? These days, if you have a decent smartphone, that's good enough. But you need to be able to take pictures for thumbnails, stuff like that. A screen grab doesn't always work. Sometimes the best thing to do is take a picture. So do you have a camera, and do you have some basic editing skills on how to piece together a thumbnail? We can dig into that in a future video also. I've already touched on this, but are you willing to learn? You have to be willing to learn, because there's going to be a lot of new skills you need to develop to be a creator on YouTube if you haven't done it before. And essentially you just have to be open to it, and you have to enjoy it. The journey is fun. I enjoy all the aspects of this. I love photo editing. I love taking photos. I love videography. I enjoy editing. I enjoy releasing it and talking to people. So you just embrace that whole experience. YouTube is not just filming a video or just editing a video. It's everything that's encompassed around this. I got a note here that says, what's your budget? Are you going to edit, or are you going to hire an editor? This is something I need to talk to you about, because multiple times I've run into people like, oh, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I know exactly what to do. It's going to be the next big thing. Your YouTube channel, oh man, I'm going to crush you. It's like, okay, bud, like, reality check, reality hammer, like, not going to happen. Certain content can be edited by anyone. Certain content needs to be edited by specific people. You are probably watching this video because you want to generate power sports based content, motorsports based content, off-road related content, something along those lines. You are in a niche that is unique. Not everyone can edit the type of videos I make. Not everyone can edit a product install video on a Razor or on an ATV or on a car, because in order to edit that video, you need to understand what you're editing. You need to understand the process of that installation. You need to know which clips are important. You need to know which ones you can delete. You need to hear a clip and be like, oh wait, that guy said that backwards. Like, you can't just edit. Now, can anyone edit an unboxing video? Generally speaking, yeah. I mean, it's easy to edit a phone unboxing video. It's easy to edit this type of a video where I'm just talking. Anyone can do that. But it's not easy to edit a lifestyle type video if you don't live the lifestyle you're editing. You can't just get some like city slicker from the big city that lives on the 50th floor of an apartment, doesn't even have a driver's license, can't change his own tire on his car if he gets a flat, and has never even held a power tool or never had a driver's license, and now you're going to get him to edit extreme ATV content? Good luck. No one's going to watch it because he's not even going to know what he's editing. He's not even going to know the machines. So if you think you can just film some cool content with your friends and get it edited, then if you are lucky enough to find that editor, get ready to pay them. Editing is freaking expensive if you want someone good, because it's time consuming, and good editors know that they're hard to find. So we can talk about that in a future video as well. Just remember, it's a really unique niche, and at the end of the day, the people that do well are generally the people that start off and figure out a flavor for their channel. That doesn't mean that down the line you're not going to attract like-minded people, some of which might be able to help you with editing. There's a lot of channels that don't edit their own videos, but those channels and the editors they work with are in line and understand exactly the type of content and the flavor of that content that needs to be released in order to work for their demographic. So you're going to need to figure that out. You need to know your audience. But if you're just getting started, you don't have an audience. So now one of your goals is to understand the audience you're developing and to pinpoint the content that you're making so that you can attract that specific audience that you want to cater to. Do you have a team to work with, like I said, or are you going to fly solo? A lot of people start out solo. And when I say team, I don't necessarily mean like a team that's going to, run around, film you, hold your mic, hand you a coffee, give you a back rub. We're not talking a Hollywood set here. YouTube is a lean operation. I'm a one-man show. Generally speaking, I'm a one-man show. Yes, I do get help filming some videos, but for years I did it almost all exclusively by myself. And generally speaking, 95%, at least 90% of all the work on this channel has been done by this guy. And that's everything involved, including the swag and the merchandise and the logo designs and stuff like that. I've done the majority of it myself. Here and there, I'm lucky to have some help. My girlfriend is great behind the camera. She's been helping film a lot of the content, but at the end of the day, I got to sit down and edit it all and go through it all. So it's a lot more fun and a lot easier to run a channel if it's you and your buddy doing it, for example. But make sure you guys can work together. Make sure you both have like the skill set that you need. I wish I had another creator, another channel close by, like a neighbor that wanted to make the same type of content as me, or we could work together. But it's not that easy to find. maybe you'll be lucky. But figure it out. Are you going to start off solo, or do you already have a team? Now, with that being said, if you're filming motorsports related content, whether it's off-roading like Jeeps, side-by-sides, ATVs, whether it's snowmobiling or dirt biking or drifting or road racing, whatever, do you have a crew? Do you have a core group of guys that you hang with, a team, a bunch of guys that you ride with? Because, you know, you kind of need good content to film if you want to make good videos, if you want people to watch them and keep coming back. You need a steady flow of content. There's a lot of people out there that want to create videos and be YouTubers, and their biggest problem is they got nothing to film, nothing to create. I'm lucky. I got so much wicked content because of the crew I ride with and the relationships and the friendships I've established over many years of being in this lifestyle, that I have so much content in the vault that, like, I've got rides from like West Virginia and Tennessee from like a year or two ago that I haven't even gotten around to ever editing because I just don't have the time. I have way more content than I can edit, so I have to kind of be selective at what I do, and I'm working, like, one of my mid to long term goals right now is I'm training myself to be more lean on the camera, in the sense of be more selective and critical on what you film, because I generate too much content sometimes. I need to clean up my filming. So that's something you'll have to keep in mind down the line as well when you get there. So do you have good places to film? Do you have people to film with? Do you have unique content? You need to provide something unique. The YouTube ecosystem is so overpopulated right now. Like it's oversaturated, essentially, is what I'm saying. 6 years ago, for example, there wasn't many people creating side-by-side content. UTV content was pretty new. I was one of the few, like one of the handful. I remember some of the early channels, and I've been around for a while. So in that sense, I mean, I'm a channel that's well established in this niche. I'm not huge, but I am a moderately sized channel. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. I'm definitely an OG though. I mean, I've been around filming YouTube side-by-side content since like side-by-sides kind of exploded in 2011, 2012, because that's when I got my first Razor. So I've been around the block. I've been doing this for a while. So do you have something unique to provide that? Because I said it in my previous video, there's no sense of going out there and just cloning and duplicating. You need to put your unique spin on it. That's where the creative part of being a creator comes in. How are you going to spin it? You need to have a personality, an energy, a passion. People need to feel the passion. People need to feel that you want to create, that you want to send a message, that you want to tell a story. Tell a story that's worth listening to. You can tell I'm passionate about this. I love this stuff, guys. People start talking to me and you get me going on these topics like riding, just power sports, anything with an engine, creating this stuff. I just light up. I love it. I love doing this. I'm so stoked to be, even making this video right now. This is a one-take video. I think about this stuff nonstop. Rocking out a video like this is easy because I've been wanting to make videos on this topic for quite some time. I've thought this through my head a million times. I'm just sitting here and I'm talking to my friends. You guys are like an extended family to me. So just keep in mind, you got to create good, meaningful content and be true to yourself and be true to your viewers. Don't come out here and try and like force feed me like, advertising. Yeah, there's a time and a place to make a buck, and there's a time and a place to push a product and recommend something, but you can do it in a tasteful manner. Don't come out here and create more advertising. There's already enough advertising out in the world. Create entertainment, guys, and then you can do the rest in between. So we're about to button up, but there's a few more little topics here. Here's a question for you. Are you ready for the grind? Like, are you ready? Are you ready for the competition? Are you ready for the haters? Are you ready for the keyboard warriors? You ready for people to tell you you suck and your videos are terrible? Are you ready for people to tell you that your audio sucks and your camera's shaky and that I could drive my three-wheeler up that hill in reverse even though it doesn't have reverse. I could do it. Like, that's the type of stuff you got to deal with. At first, you might get a lot of that. I've said in a previous video, over 95% of the feedback and the commentary I get is positive. Most of the hate is empty hate, and then there's a percentage of it that's not hate, that's not negative, that needs to be taken in as constructive feedback. If you're not going to listen to your audience, you're not going to make it. Your audience is going to make you. You don't control the audience. The audience controls what you do. Remember that. It's that customer is right thing. There's going to be things that work and things that don't. Remember, you're catering to your viewers. I adapt my videos based on the commentary and the feedback and the criticism I get. I read all the comments and I try to respond to all of them. Engage with your viewers, especially early on. Especially early on. Build a dedicated group of viewers. Build viewer loyalty. I'm so lucky that all you guys watching this, the majority of the viewers, I've had some viewers for years and years and years since I started. And I'm lucky that I've built a loyal group of viewers on YouTube that enjoy the content and are very engaged. Build engaged viewers by interacting with them. These people are spending their free time consuming the content you're making in your free time. So be thankful for it and give back. Don't just, I'm a YouTuber, I'm cool. No, you're nothing. Without these guys watching, without you, there is no me. Don't ever lose track of that. So, do you know any other YouTubers? Because if you do, they can offer you feedback just like this. Whether they've got 1,000 subs and you got 0, they're way more experienced than you. Whether it's someone like me or someone 10 times me. Ask questions. Don't poach. Don't show up and try to shove your face into people's videos that have 10 times the subs as you, because you think you can poach some subs. Don't do it that way. Talk with them, work with them, see if they're open to it. Most of them are. Most people wish they had this type of a tip when they were starting off. That's why I'm making these videos. I wish I had more help now, and I wish I had more help getting to where I am. I wish I knew more YouTubers locally that do the same stuff I do, but here in Canada, we're spread a little more thin than in the States. Meet other YouTubers, have fun together, collaborate. Collaboration is the key to success. YouTube is a team environment, it's a team sport. The more you collaborate, the more you work with others, the more fun you'll have and the more successful you will be. And obviously, do you have enough time? Do you have the time to do this? If you're busy, are you organized? Creating these videos takes a lot of time. I mentioned in the previous videos that some of my long form content, like the 2.5 hour videos, I can spend anywhere from 60 to 100 hours on editing. So do you have the time to do this? This video is going to be easy to edit. I'm going to watch through it once, sometimes twice. So essentially, if this turns out to be a 20-25 minute video, then I'll watch through it, and within an hour I'll have it edited and ready to render, and then I can upload it. But for ride videos when I'm shooting with 5 cameras, an external mic, multiple camera angles at the same time, multiple people recording, things get complex, and you got to work your way up to that. I started with 1 camera, evolved to 2. You got to grow. We'll talk about that in a future video. But that's about it. So do you still want to be a YouTuber, or do you still want to start a YouTube channel? If you do, then go for it, guys. Go for it. Have fun. Enjoy it. Get out there. Be creative. Send a message. Tell a story that's worth listening to. I wish you guys the best of luck. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, I do this for you. My channel will be nothing without the viewers. I really do appreciate all the time. I appreciate the comments and the interaction, but whether it's on social media or on YouTube or via email, I really do. Stay tuned. I got some other cool projects coming your way. There's a ton more trail riding videos coming. I'm just finishing up another edit for next week, and there's a lot of wicked action-packed content coming. Also, I'll be starting a new series, kind of like a tech talk related series where we sit around here and, hey man, say hi, Razor. This is Razor. And so we'll be starting a new series, and it's going to be related about tech talk and product reviews and how to choose the proper tires. And I'm teaming up with a new channel sponsor that's hopefully going to really spice things up, and we're going to do a bunch of giveaways to get that series going. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've really wanted to make this type of content for a while. If you want some cool t-shirts or some sweaters, then check out the Shopify store. All the stuff is locally made, designed by me. All the channel, all the proceeds generated from that, which isn't really that much, but it is a bit and it helps. They all go back into the channel. Essentially, any profit I generate from the Shopify store, I spend on camera gear. We're going to get into the camera gear. We're going to get into the specific camera settings in future episodes. And yeah, that's that. So thanks for watching, guys. Ride safe out there and have fun. Oh, and obviously, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then smash that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. See you in the next video.